Okay, so you know how everyone's always talking about the future and like what's coming next,
Yeah.
especially with technology changing so fast, right?
Yeah, definitely. It feels like every day there's something new to try and wrap your head around.
Right. And out of all that stuff, AI just seems like the one area where the changes are going to be the biggest.
For sure. I mean, it's already having a huge impact.
Yeah, and we actually found this really interesting article called The AI Revolution, Unveiling Tomorrow's Tech Today. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that one. Didn't it start off by asking if we're even ready for what AI is going to come? Something like
It's
that.
exactly. Like right off the bat, it kind of makes you think. So that's what we're going to deep dive into today, the future of AI. And not just like what it is, but how it's going to actually change the way we live our lives.
It definitely goes beyond just the technical stuff.
Mhm.
It's about like the broader societal impact,
Exactly.
which can be kind of hard to get a handle on sometimes.
Totally. So for this deep dive, that article is like our main guide. And we're basically aiming to pull out the most important stuff from it. The stuff that will help you actually understand where AI is headed without getting totally lost in the weeds.
Like a shortcut to AI knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the article starts off by laying out the basics, how AI has already evolved a lot. It's moved beyond just simple machine learning.
Right. Like it's not just about algorithms that can like, I don't know, recognize patterns in data anymore.
Yeah, it's about deep learning now and these neural networks that are actually modeled after the human brain.
So it's more about creating systems that can actually think and learn, right?
Exactly, like adapt and change based on what they're exposed to.
Yeah, so it's not just following pre-programmed rules anymore.
Right.
Deep learning allows AI to actually learn those rules by itself.
Whoa. Okay, so that's a pretty big distinction. And then the article goes on to talk about these autonomous systems.
Ooh, yeah. This is where it starts to get really interesting.
Right. Like this is where things go from just theoretical to actually impacting our lives.
Hmm. Yeah, like self-driving cars, for example.
Right. And delivery drones. Like those are the kinds of things we're talking about.
And the article suggests that those aren't just like sci-fi fantasies anymore. They're actually becoming imminent realities.
Imminent realities. I like that. So what kind of impact are they predicting these autonomous systems will have?
Well, with self-driving cars, a big one is a decrease in accidents.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And with delivery drones, obviously, faster deliveries. But it goes beyond that too.
How so?
Like think about the impact on logistics and stuff and how cities are designed.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, so we've got self-driving cars, we've got delivery drones. What else?
Well, another big trend the article points to is personalization.
Oh, yeah, like with our technology and stuff.
Exactly. And AI is going to take that to a whole new level.
Okay, so like what, like beyond just, getting recommendations for stuff on Amazon.
Yeah, way beyond that.
Yeah.
Like imagine news feeds that are completely tailored to your interests or healthcare plans that are based on your individual DNA
Wow, that's pretty wild. How does AI even do that?
by analyzing huge amounts of data, like everything you do online, all your preferences, your health records, and then it uses that to predict what you're going to want or need in the future.
That's crazy. It's like it knows you better than you know yourself.
Almost. The article also talks about some of the big names in AI.
Oh, yeah, like who?
Well, Elon Musk, of course.
Oh, yeah, he's got to be involved somehow, right?
Yeah, he's been really vocal about making sure that AI is developed safely and ethically,
Yeah.
with his work at OpenAI.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, as AI gets smarter, we got to make sure it's not going to turn on us.
Exactly. The article also talks about Fei Fei.
I'm not familiar with her.
She's a pioneer in computer vision, like getting computers to actually see and understand images the way humans do.
Oh, wow. And that's important for all sorts of things, right?
Yeah, self-driving cars need that. And medical imaging, too.
Right.
The article also recounts a pretty famous event, the time when AlphaGo beat a world champion Go player.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was a big deal. It wasn't just that the computer won, it was how it won.
Right. It was showing real strategic thinking. Like it was actually learning and adapting its strategy as it played.
That was pretty mind-blowing. Okay, so the article also had a whole section on like surprising things AI can do, things you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, it was kind of a fun part of the article.
What were some of the ones that stood out to you?
Well, first of all, the article really emphasizes that we're just at the beginning of what AI can do. Like what we're seeing now is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, so there's a lot more to come.
A lot more. And then it gets into some of the more creative applications, like AI can compose music, paint, even write poetry.
Whoa. AI writing poetry.
Yeah. And some of it is actually really good, like emotionally resonant stuff.
Hmm. That's pretty wild. Makes you wonder what creativity really is.
Yeah, it blurs the lines a bit. The article also talks about how AI can be used to solve global
Wait,
problems.
like what kinds of problems?
Well, climate change, for one, like using AI to optimize energy use or develop better climate models.
Okay, so it's not all doom and gloom then.
Not at all. And in healthcare, AI is being used to develop new drugs and predict disease outbreaks.
So AI can actually be a force for good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to analyzing those massive data sets and finding solutions that humans might miss.
Okay, so say you're listening to this and thinking, wow, this AI stuff is pretty amazing. How can I learn more about it? Well, the article has some advice for that.
Oh, cool. Like what?
Well, first of all, stay informed, read articles, follow AI experts on social media, that kind of thing. There are also some great websites like ArcFIF, where you can find the latest research papers.
Okay, so stay up to date. What else?
The article also recommends taking online courses.
Oh, yeah, like on Coursera or something?
Exactly. There are tons of courses on AI, from beginner level to really advanced stuff. You can learn about anything from machine learning basics to how to build your own neural networks.
Hmm, that might be a little over my head. We'll start with the basics and see where it takes you.
Mm.
And, if you're feeling really adventurous, you could even experiment with some AI development platforms.
Like what?
Things like TensorFlow and PyTorch. They're actually pretty user-friendly, especially for beginners. And there are tons of tutorials online.
Okay, so if you want to get your hands dirty, you can actually start building stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to connect with other people who are interested in AI. There are online forums and communities where you can ask questions, share ideas, and learn from each other.
So learning about AI isn't something you have to do alone.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's actually way more fun when you're part of a community.
That makes sense.
Right.
Okay, so those are some of the more straightforward ways to engage with AI. Did the article have any other suggestions, like anything a little more out there?
Yeah, it had a section on what it called outside-the-box tips.
Okay, I like where this is going.
So one of the suggestions was to explore AI-generated art.
Oh, wow, like actually look at the art that AI is creating.
Exactly. It's a really interesting way to see the intersection of technology and creativity, and it might even make you question what art really is.
Ah, I can see that. What else?
Well, another suggestion was to look into how AI is being used to develop sustainable solutions.
Okay, so like using AI to help with things like climate change.
Exactly, like optimizing energy use in smart cities or designing more efficient transportation systems.
So AI can actually help make the world a better place.
Definitely. And I think seeing how AI is being used for those kinds of practical applications can make it feel a lot more real and relevant. Okay, so after all that, after this whole deep dive into AI, what's the big takeaway? What do we really need to remember?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, I think the most important thing is that AI isn't just some far-off futuristic thing happening now, and it's going to have a huge impact on our lives.
Yeah, it's not sci-fi anymore.
Right. It's about how we live, how we work, how we interact with the world around us. And understanding these trends, it's not just about being prepared. It's about being able to shape the future, like actually having a say in how AI developed and how it's used.
So we're not just passive observers, we can actually be active participants in the AI revolution.
Exactly.
That's a pretty empowering thought.
I think so too.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the evolution of AI to those mind-blowing autonomous systems to the increasing personalization of everything. We even talked about some of the pioneers in the field and those crazy things AI can do, like writing poetry. And we even gave you some tips on how to get more involved. It's clear that the future of AI is unfolding right now.
It is, and it's
But
unfolding fast. And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Hmm.
As AI continues to evolve, as it learns and adapts and creates, how does that make you think about human intelligence?
Whoa, yeah. Like, what does it mean to be human in a world where machines can think and learn?
Exactly. It's a question that's going to become more and more relevant as AI becomes more and more powerful.
That's a really good question. I'm going to have to think about that one.
Me too.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the AI revolution, unveiling tomorrow's tech today. We hope this is giving you a better understanding of this amazing and rapidly changing field, and maybe even inspired you to learn more and get involved.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one developing the next groundbreaking AI application. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
They are. Okay, until next time.
See you then.